don't know. Hi. Poor Jake had to listen to me complain about the Republicans and what a bunch of morons they can be. Now, what I should have been doing is making fun of the Democrats, but I don't like making fun of Democrats if they're not here. So, anyway, thanks for coming back and tuning in. We got Representative Jake Highfill. We appreciate you tuning in today. Your fundraising, you said, is going very well. It's the best fundraising you've had. And you do have a Democratic challenger, Marigold, what's her last name? Marigold Morris. Marigold Morris. You gotta love that name. It's like a WoW name, right? Do you ever play WoW? No? World of Warcraft? No. Do you ever play, Maddie? I am the lone nerd for a change. Anyway, so do you think your primary challenge is going to drain your coffers to the point where you won't be able to field an effective campaign after primary?
Absolutely not. Well, I gave, I believe, $50-something thousand to the House Majority Fund last year, which is the Majority Fund. What we do with that is we, since my seat, as you say more than once, is conservative, we don't have to spend a lot of money to win that seat, or we didn't have to spend a lot of money in either one of my primaries. Actually, they spent a lot of money to beat me in my first primary, actually like $70,000 to beat me. And it's the Majority Fund. It protects the majority. It's what it all does. You have 51 votes. Otherwise, we go back to Culver, which, you know, you might not like the Republican Party, but you don't want that either. So
no.
So we do that. I gave, I think, just shy of maybe 50. I'm double checking that one. And this year I gave a $13,000 check in January, and I'll give another $10,000 here in a week or so. And I did, I'm trying to think. I'll probably do, my goal this year is maybe 70 to the party, the House Majority Fund. And so fundraising is going great. And we just had a small fundraiser, not small. We did about $14,000 last Thursday. Had a fundraiser up at Hyperion in Johnston. A lot of great support, a lot of big names, host committee, still have checks coming in. So the fundraising is going great. We'll continue to fundraise. And I have a number I'm going to try to get, but as you know, as much as we don't like doing fundraising, it's at least I don't really like doing it, but I'll tell you, it's very necessary. There's a lot of races that we're going to need to spend that kind of money. There's seats around here that are going to require that kind of money, and it's something I could do to make sure the party, it helps out with I got a vice chair of appropriations. When I get these big committees, that huge assignment I got my first term, and I get this vice chair of state government, that is because I work really hard and I'm knowledgeable on the issues, and because I help fundraise. I help keep everybody else there. And so that's kind of why we do that. And hopefully we'll have a good year. I think we're going to gain seats in the majority, or keep our seats at least. Not sure the top ticket's going to affect, but like I say, if we get the Senate this year, we're going to have a lot of fun for 2 years. So hopefully. So you think we can get the Senate this year? Best time. This is the best time, and probably the only time where we have a chance to get to the Senate until the maps change again. And I've been said that. I know they've been trying to do it for a long time, but this is the best. There's 6 seats up that now either are tied or lean slightly Republican. And those candidates, it's all about candidate recruitment, as you know. I have seen seats that you should never lose or even come close to not become close. But if you have a good candidate that's willing to work hard and not listen to what the media says or what any blogger says, and just put your nose down, hit the shoe leather, and fundraise, you can win any race. And I'm solely convinced of that. And so we have those Senate candidates. I heard about it at the dinner 2 Thursdays ago. Excuse me. They're fundraising and they're door knocking. A lot of them are just door knocking like crazy. They are hitting thousands of doors. They are fundraising big numbers, and that's what it takes. Bumper stickers don't win. Social media does not win. Blogs don't win. Door knock, shoe leather, ask for people's votes, ask them for what they're there for, and fundraise. That's what it takes. All right. Excuse us. We're getting Jake a drink of water like we should have done at the beginning of the show. It's a little hot door knocking out here. Sorry. It is a little hot door knocking. I apologize about that. So Jake, we're going to be looking at Jake, which is much better than looking at this ugly mug. Now, when you're out fundraising, because I'm really surprised at the numbers that you're kicking out. When you're giving money and everything else like that to the House Majority, that comes from your campaign fund, mm-hmm. right? Is there ever a time when you sit there and think, geez, I wish I had some of that money back? Or are you really doing that well as far as fundraising? No, I don't wish I had any of that money back. If I needed that money, I wouldn't have gave it to him in the first place. Sure. I cleaned out my coffers because at the end of the year last year, we're pretty close. Not quite. I mean, I had a grand or two, but if we would have lost, I know it was a huge year for us, 14, but if we would have lost a few seats and we kept a few grand in there and lost by a few votes, it's kind of like, skipping that week vacation instead of door knocking. I have the same attitude, and I don't want to look back on election day and we lose the majority. I go to the minority, and then I'm going to vote no a lot.
Okay. Now, I know the makeup of your district is right around, 9,300 Republican, 5,800, something like that, Democrat.
I'm about 3,000 plus, I think.
But here's the kicker that I always stop and go. There's 8,000 some
independents
that are independent. How do you carry those? I mean, do you carry the independents in the elections?
I don't know. I'll tell you, the Polk County districts, especially the Republican held ones, are unique. They perform, depends on the year and what's going on. As you see Representative Hagan now, Majority Leader, he's had elections where he's won by 3,000 votes. His election won by 14 votes. I mean, if you look at the numbers in that seat, though, he's got about an 1,800 majority. My seat, my first time around, I won by 5 or 6 points. The second time around, I won by 12 points, I think, 11.9, something like that. But I will tell you, you have to get independents because again, it's because the rest of Republican doesn't mean they're going to vote for you. Likely they are, but you have Republicans that, so they went to school. Like last time, I had a candidate that lived in Johnston for 67 years, his entire life, never left Johnston, on the same 2 streets. City council for 20 years, citizen of the year 2012. That looks pretty good on paper. He door knocked everybody, including Republicans and Democrats and independents, and we still beat him good. But still beat him by the margin I told you about. But I will say that that's a candidate that you're going to have some people go both ways. I have Democrats that are friends of mine that vote for me and vote Democrat every other time. So you have to factor that in, and also independents. In order to get those independents, you got to go to the door and ask them. They're independent for a reason. They are upset with both parties. A lot of times they tend to lean one way or the other, though. I will tell you that. They tend to lean one way or the other, but they have a problem with that particular party. All right. Now, do you have any endorsements from anybody at this point, or is everybody kind of staying out of it until after the primary? I don't know formal endorsements, but I can probably say this. I guess I never even really asked, to be honest with you. Senators on, all those guys were hosts of my fundraiser. Jack Woodford, all those were hosts. My mayor, both mayors of my districts, city council members were all hosts of my fundraisers. And I guess I didn't really officially ask for endorsement, but yeah, they were all hosts of my fundraisers last Thursday. So yeah, a lot of good folks, and that was kind of my intention with that fundraising number. Not just there, but also through email to everybody or mail to everybody and say, hey, look who's backing me. Look who's behind me. And that takes a long time to get, by the way. That's not your first term you come in, you don't get all the big players, would that be business owners, local teachers, community activists. For example, we have a guy in Grimes who's a huge gun guy, knows everybody in town, been there forever. My first term, he was kind of cautious. He's a conservative Republican. Second term, he's 100% on board. He's like, oh, yep, you're my guy. He knows everybody. He does email blasts for me to all 5,000 of his members. I'm pretty sure they all live in my district or close. So, but it's a huge help. So stuff like that, you have to build up. That's why it's so hard to be incumbents when as I keep going, I keep getting new people on board on my team, I would like to say, and that really helps out a lot. And I appreciate their support. It means a lot to me. All right. We're coming up against another break. We're going to finish out the show after the commercial break with Jake Highfill, State Representative of District 39. We're very glad that he's taken time out of his schedule. It's important to campaign. So we appreciate all the time that he's spending with us talking about the issues. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Thanks, Maddie. Des Moines Anesthesia at 515-574-6442. They do pain management and anesthesia. So check them out. Halo Capital, the Venus Law Firm, Bertrosian Associates. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We couldn't do what we do without you. We'll be back right after this break with our special guest, Jake Highfill.